Hey guys, Becky from Today I'm Me. So today I wanted to share with you my top 6 tips for changing your mindset. So these are tips that I use every day in different situations. You know, when you're in a fixed mindset, you've had something emotional happen at work, outside work, in your personal life, or you're just having a bad day, everything's going wrong, nothing's going right, and your frustration, your anger is just building up. When that happens, it is really, really difficult to change your mindset. So these are the tips that I use that does help me change my mindset. Or some of them I've just recently discovered, and I'm embracing them and putting them into my daily routine, and they are working really well for me. So let's get started. So my first tip for you is gratitude. So this is something that I find really, really helps. It does help a lot. So the first thing for you to do is to recognize how you're feeling. Recognize if you're feeling angry, sad, frustrated. Recognize it and sit within it. Acknowledge it. Don't force it to the side, because if you force it to the side without working through it, it festers, it builds up. It's like unresolved. So recognize how you're feeling. And then after that, once you've recognized it, you know what's wrong, you know how you're feeling, think of at least 5 things that you are grateful for, whether it's happened within that day, that week, that month, within your life. Maybe it's something that's happened to you recently. Think of at least 5 things to be grateful for. Say them in your head or say them out loud. That way it reinforces that really happy, emotion, and it sets the vibe for the rest of the day. So that's my first tip for gratitude. So my second tip for you is visuals. So this involves you changing your computer screen, your laptop screen, your phone screen, changing it to something that visually inspires you. So I would recommend creating your own mantra or your own quote, creating that, putting together words that inspire you. I'll comment below what I have for my phone screen. That way, every time we look at our phones, our computers, or our laptops, which, let's be honest, happens quite often, you get an instant visual reminder for those really important and powerful words that you have created that give yourself that power that you need. So my third tip for you is flip it. So this is when you flip at a scenario, a situation, a fear, an emotion, you flip it and you look at it from a different perspective. So let's have an example. So let's say that somebody comes up to you and they're really angry at you and they're yelling at you and they're carrying on and they're swearing, and you don't know this person, you don't know who they are, but they're coming at you and they're getting really aggressive towards you. And then they just storm away. What's your first emotion? Anger. The first thing you feel is anger. Anger towards that person for yelling at you, for having a go at you, and it has nothing to do with you. And then that creates a sense of, just yucky anger, frustration and emotion, and that sets the mood for the rest of your day possibly. But what happens when we flip that situation, we look at it from a different angle? So if we flip it, what's wrong with that person? What's happened in their day or in their life or anything? What's happened to make them that angry and that frustrated? What's brought them to that point? And you start to look at it from a different way and you get more clarity. We all have bad days. We all get moments where we just, want to scream from the top of our lungs. So we've all been in that place. So that's just an example for you. So use that towards your emotions, your fears, anything that's happened in that moment, in that day. Flip it and try to look at it from a different perspective, and I guarantee you it'll change your mindset. My fourth tip for you is self-affirmations. So this is something that has really helped me in the past, especially when I'm about to do something that requires a lot of courage. So going into a meeting, an interview, doing something that takes you out of that comfort zone, but it can also be used to change your mindset as well. So I'm going to comment below in the comments some links for YouTube videos that I use for self-affirmations. So what I would recommend is putting your headphones in, sitting in a quiet place when you have about 5 or even 10 minutes spare time. Listen to some self-affirmations and write these down. So listen to what they're saying, write them down as they're saying it, or you can even repeat it back to yourself. This will lift your mood and it'll reinforce that really sort of calm and happy vibe, and it'll really sit with you and resonate within you for the rest of the day. It does for me, so that's another really helpful tip that I have for you. My 5th tip for you is goodbye worries. So this is when you recognize how you're feeling, recognize the fear, and by doing this, I want you to get a pen and paper, write down everything that is worrying you, all your concerns, everything that's like sort of sitting within you in that moment. Write every single thing down on a piece of paper and let it sort of resonate within you, because that way you're recognizing how you're feeling. Then tear the piece of paper up, chuck it in the bin, and then on a new piece of paper, write down at least 5 things that you are grateful for. It could be anything. It could be living in a safe country. It could be something that's happened to you in that day. It could be literally anything. Write all this down and then put it somewhere where you have visually can see it all day, or even for the rest of that week, wherever you want it to put it and however you want it to have there for. Put it there as a visual reminder, and that sets the mood for that gratitude and to move on from difficult mindsets. So my 6th and last tip for you is mantra. So this is something that you say to yourself mentally or verbally when you're feeling a certain way or before you go into a certain situation. So for me, before I go and speak to someone, or if I'm feeling a little bit concerned about something, I close my eyes, take a deep breath through my nose and out my mouth, and then I say my word. So my word is love. So before I go into a situation, I do that and I say the word love. So when you are feeling a certain way, or you're going into a situation that you're a little bit anxious about, close your eyes, take a deep breath through your nose and out your mouth, and say your mantra. And I can guarantee you that you'll feel a bit lighter afterwards and a bit more confident. So those are my 6 tips for you for changing your mindset. I hope this has inspired you. If you have any tips for anybody else that you use that I haven't mentioned today, please comment below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of Today on Me, and I hope you have a fantastic day.